Going out with someone for the first time can bring mixed emotions. While the thought of finally meeting somebody you can start a relationship with can be exciting, it can also be worrisome, especially if you've only met them through social media or through a traditional dating site. So in this video, we are going to talk about 11 huge first date red flags. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 10. Phone is the third wheel. If your date is continuously staring at the screen of their phone, or even just glancing at it frequently, it's a red flag in dating. In the world of growing technology, when humans pay more attention to their phones than the person who's talking in front of them, they are either bored or less interested in the conversation which is taking place. The first date is meant to learn new things about each other, and if they are not interested in your thoughts or views, then everything else doesn't really matter. The least you should expect from your date is to give their utmost attention to you on your first date or meetup. While there are some exceptions in this case, if they aren't explaining their lack of attention towards you, it's certainly a big turnoff. Number 9. Talks about money. It's important to talk about money and finances as you delve deeper into committing to each other. But on a first date, it's a no-no if your date starts talking about how much money they make or asks you how much you make. It's bound to make you cringe, and for a good reason. That's not an appropriate conversation with someone you've just met. It feels invasive and too much too soon. Similarly, if your date keeps talking about the price of everything, such that how expensive the wine is, how expensive their watch is, that's also a huge red flag. The first date is for getting to know each other, not discussing money. Number 8. The bummer date. Is your match's attitude bringing you down? Say hello to the bummer date. More than just a bad mood, this behavior on a first date can be a sign of a toxic personality. These types lack empathy and struggle to take responsibility for their actions, assuming the victim's role and blaming others for their mistakes. If they can't stop bad-mouthing their colleagues or their family and spend time telling you about every breakup they've ever had, you know you'll be next. It's time to pay the check and sneak out the door while you can. Number 7. Arrive late without informing you. While being late isn't necessarily a first date deal breaker, but not texting, calling, or finding other means to inform and apologize to you that they're running behind is a clear warning sign. Imagine how your date will behave in succeeding encounters if they can turn up late unapologetically on your first date. Your initial face-to-face interaction, wherein you're expected to put your best foot forward. Besides, being late without making any effort to make up for it signals a lack of respect and consideration. The person is, in essence, telling you that their time is more valuable than yours, and they don't care about your feelings. Number 6. Don't listen to you. We are not talking about your partner forgetting to pick up eggs or needing to be reminded of the name of your Aunt Beverly's new husband again. This is about those significant aspects of yourself that you share with your partner, like your interests, your traditions, and the people in your life who make you feel whole. A good question to ask yourself is, how does this person show care about my interests and the things that are important to me? This red flag can become yellow if your partner exhibits change. Communication is key. If you feel like you're not being seen or heard, ask your partner, do you understand how important this is to me? If that leads to improvement, great. If not, remember that someone who isn't willing to grow isn't worth your time. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now, let's get back to our topic. Number 5. Talk about or criticize their ex a lot. If your date is bringing up their ex on the first date, then the reason is simple and clear: she is still not over their ex. It's not an easy task to forget about or get over your ex, and as crazy as it may sound, sometimes people tend to start dating for that same reason. Maybe someone new would help me to forget the old one. Not really. Your date might just be one of those people, and trust me, You don't want to be someone's rebound. The other thing is, if your date is heavily criticizing their ex, calling them derogatory names, or insulting them in general, then there's a chance of your date being a narcissist. The term is the biggest red flag in the dating world itself. Number 4. Don't put enough thought into appearance. Date outfit ideas are always a reoccurring question. It is not about getting all fancy for your date, but it is unacceptable to show up stinking and unkempt for a first date, or any date for that matter. It shows there was zero thought put into the date or even you. If while on the date, they get drunk or exhibit embarrassing behavior without care given, this shows they may really not care for themselves that much, and neither will they care about you. Number 3. Don't respect boundaries. One of the most important things to determine is whether a potential partner respects your boundaries. If a match is constantly pushing you to meet up in person or share more personal information than you're comfortable with, it's a red flag. Privacy and boundaries are critical in any relationship, more so when you haven't even met the person yet. If they can't respect your wishes, it's best to move on. Number 2. Very long list of requirements and deal breakers. When it comes to dating, we all have our own set of standards and deal breakers. But if someone's list of requirements is excessively long or includes unrealistic things, take that as your cue to swipe left. A long list of deal breakers can also suggest that someone is looking for their perfect match, which is unrealistic and not something you should strive for. Number 1. Rude to people. Pay attention to how your date treats you. Are they kind? Do they listen? Are they thoughtful? Do they make you feel at ease? But at the same time, pay attention to how they treat other people. For example, when you're on a first date in a bar, how do they treat the bartender? Are they polite, patient, and a good tipper? Or are they rude, demanding, or condescending? This is important because you're not a kind person if you're only nice to people you think you need to be nice to or can benefit from. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you liked this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.